Greetings everyone, it's Michael Anastasiadis here, mortgage advisor from Bosanoff Mortgages, Mortgages Made Easy, coming to you live on location today. I'm out and about with the school holidays, and I'm coming to you live with your weekly mortgage and interest rate update. And it's not looking the best, guys. Rates have changed. They have gone up again. So no real change in the 6 months and 1 year rates from what I've shared with you before. 6 months you can get from 4.45 to 4.49, so not much difference there. 1 year 4.49 to 4.59, so that 4.59 is slowly the 4.49 fixed for 1 year slowly disappearing. But oh, and remember, these are for rates as long as you've got a 20% deposit, right? If you don't, these rates are now in the fives. So that 1 year rate, 4.49 to 4.59. This is where it gets interesting. The 18-month rate, there's a bit of a range between the banks from 4.69 to 4.89. The same with the 3 years, from 5.19 to 5.45. And I'm not even going to bother sharing the 4 and 5 year rate because no one's fixing for that long and the world would have changed by then. So, you know, they're the rates. And with the clients I've been meeting this week, I've been, the bank stress test the mortgages at about 7% at the moment. But people say, look, Michael, what are our repayments going to be looking like? And I've been using a 5% rate just to show what the repayments will look like. For most people, it's not a surprise. They've already factored that in. For some people, it's a bit of a stretch once you factor in rates and insurance. So it's really important that when you do the application, we get everything as accurate as possible so you can prepare your budget for when you find your house. It's been a quiet week this week, second week of the school holidays. Not many listings, which is usual. You know, you're not going to list your house this week when there's not many people around. Sorry, you're not going to have listed your house last week when there's no one around this week. I am expecting more listings to come on, probably maybe today, tomorrow, or early next week as real estate agents and people come back from their holidays. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see an uptick in new listings from next week. But typically from now until spring, it's a trickle of new listings, right? We're over our peak period of spring and summer where a lot of listings come on. So, you know, but new listings do come on. Life still happens for people. They move cities, countries, people break up, people have to move for their kids or whatever's going on. So, you know, keep an eye out, but don't expect a whole lot of new listings to be hitting us over the next few months, especially as we head into winter. So if you're out there looking and you're seeing the listings dry up, don't worry, it's seasonal. That's how the real estate market works. So the best thing you can do is get pre-approved so you know what you can do for you and your budget, and then you can just wait. Most pre-approvals last for 90 days. If nothing's changed within those 90 days, we can get it extended for another 90 days. So effectively 6 months before we have to do the application again. So that's plenty of time for most people to find their property. Don't have many investors at the moment. It's mostly first home buyers and those that are wanting to upsize or downsize that I'm helping with as well. They might require a little mortgage. And insurance is becoming an issue. So if you think you're going to have issues or you want to make sure you're getting the best quote for your insurance, happy to put you in touch with some very good contacts there to make sure you're getting the best insurance. Equally for KiwiSaver, a lot of people have been asking me about KiwiSaver. I think I put in a little video here about a month or so ago with the relationship I've got with Kuda, and happy to refer you to them as well. They can do a online consultation with you, over the phone consultation with you. They get some data from you and then they can help make sure you've got that right KiwiSaver provider for you and your circumstances. So, you know, we try and give that wraparound service, mortgages, insurances, KiwiSaver, so you guys can be in the best possible position. What else was I going to cover off? I think that's pretty much it. If you've got any other questions you'd like me to answer, I'll let you know. I saw some stats come out from the about house prices and how they've moved sideways or slightly up, but that's all going to go down. look, the good properties in the good areas still selling for good prices, right? Don't fool yourselves, right? The economy hasn't collapsed. The good housing markets or the war in Iran. The properties that have got issues, for heaven's sakes, if they're cross lease or leasehold and the title's defective, very hard to get lending for you, right? Very hard. Properties with unconsented works. So if they've added an unconsented bathroom or bedroom or things like that, again, very hard to get lending. So anything that's unconsented or got issues with the titles, very difficult to get lending. But for everything else, as long as you've meet the requirements for the bank and you're sticking within your pre-approval, we can get lending. So, you know, if you're a vendor or a real estate agent watching this and you've got a property coming onto market, please, pretty please, try and have as little disclosures as possible. And if there is something wrong with the title, unconsented works, be upfront, because there are cash buyers out there that can do that. But put the first home buyers that are using a bank pre-approval, put them out of their misery, you know, and let them know up front. Because there's no point people falling in love with the property only to find out it's got massive issues at their second or third open home. Anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. Hopefully we'll put a fun video for you tomorrow. But if you want to know more, if you've got a mortgage coming up for refixing, get in touch sooner rather than later. Because like I keep sharing with you, these interest rates, they just keep going up. And they'll keep going up every couple of weeks. They'll just be going up incrementally. So make sure you're getting that chat. I spoke to someone that was thinking of fixing long term, but they're selling their house in a few months. There's no point fixing for long term if you're selling and going off overseas, right? So make sure you get that advice before you lock in a rate, and then you could end up having to pay some break costs. Anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. Feel free to get in touch. Always happy to help, and we'll see you with a fun video tomorrow. In the meantime, God bless. Ka kite.